So, hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you in our today's discussion. Myself, Rajat, and today we are going to discuss the previous year descriptive questions for the paper one, that is the ESI for the RBI Grade B 2026. Okay? So, in the previous year examination of RBI Grade B, whatever the descriptive questions were there in the ESI, we are going to discuss it today. And let me tell you, it is going to give you an immense benefit. Because see, on Saturday only we had our phase one examination. Today is Monday, I think. Yes, today is Monday. Saturday only we had our phase one examination. Now, whosoever is expecting that they would be clearing the phase one examination, now those individual must have started the preparation of phase two. Now, even those kind of students who are on a borderline, they must also be starting with the preparation of the phase two. You know? So, and there is a one rule. There is a one rule in terms of, just wait for a minute. Yes, and there is a rule in terms of preparation of any competitive examination that individual must be knowing about the previous year question before starting the preparation. ठीक है? आपको previous year के questions के बारे में तो पता होना ही चाहिए before you will start with the preparation for any other competitive examination. It's not about only RBI Grade B. ठीक है? And I must feel that I must be clearly audible and visible to each and every one of you. Let me check from my end as well. Let me check from my end as well. Yes, sure, ठीक है. I am all audible and the screen is clearly visible. So with no further delay, let's begin with the discussion. So what I said, before you begin the preparation of any any examination, let it be any SCC, RRB, UPSC, regulatory body examination, you must be knowing about the previous year questions, and then you must be knowing about the syllabus. And then on the basis of these two components, you should start your preparation. Now, in phase two, we have three different papers. What I said, in phase two, we have three different papers. Okay? We have a paper of ESI, we have a paper of English, and then we have a paper for finance and management. These three papers are there in the phase two examination. Now, as I said in the beginning of the lecture, that whosoever is doing very well and who is anticipating that they would be clearing the phase one examination this time, they must have started preparing for the phase two from today onwards. चलो एक दिन संडे को आपने थोड़ा थोड़ा कर लिया, थोड़ा आराम कर लिया, थोड़ा रेस्ट ले लिया. So आज से तो स्टार्ट कर ही दिया होगा आपने. Now whosoever is feeling that they are on a borderline, those individual must also start preparing for the phase two examination, because it is going to help you in the other regulatory body examination as well. Because in the upcoming, in the future, the NABARD grade A will also come. Now, over here, ESI is a common thing. Rural sector, even in the ERD, agriculture is a separate component, but rural sector, again, majority of the content of the rural sector is also overlaps with the RBI syllabus. So, even if you feel like that you are on a borderline, you should start preparing for your phase two examination, because eventually it is going to help you in all other different regulatory body examinations. Okay? This is what I wanted to convey. And now, with no further delay, let's begin with the discussion. At the beginning of the session, I told you that today we are going to discuss the previous year questions of the paper one, that is economic and social issues. Okay? This is what the paper one is all about. We have the weightage of paper one is 100. Okay? Let me give you a brief idea before we begin with the discussion. Let me give you a brief idea. So 100 is the weightage of the paper one, that is ESI. ठीक है? कितना weightage है? 100 is the weightage. अब इसमें there are two components. One is objective type of question. Second one is descriptive. ठीक है सर? Objective में कितने questions हैं? We have 30 questions in objectives and we have 6 questions in descriptive. Total weightage is 100. out of these 30, the total weightage is 50 marks. 50 marks, 50 marks, and what I said, 30 questions. ठीक है, इसमें भी 20 questions are going to be 2 marker and 10 questions are going to be 1 marker. Over here, out of these 6 questions, you have to attempt 4 questions. ठीक है, 3 questions you will be getting of 15 markers, out of which you have to attempt 2. Another 3 questions you will be getting for the 10 marker. Here also you have to attempt 2 questions. ठीक है, so objective 30 questions, descriptive 6 question. In objective, all the 30 questions you have to attempt. ठीक है, 50 is the total weight, and the 20 questions are having 2 marker weightage, and the 10 questions is having 1 mark. In descriptive, 6 questions you will be getting 3 questions for 15 marks and 3 question descriptive for 10 marks. Out of 3 for 15 marks you have to attempt 2, तो यहाँ पे आपको 30 marks मिलेंगे. Then over here 3 questions out of 6, 10 marker, यहाँ पे भी 2 attempt करना है. Then again यहाँ पे आपको 20 marks मिलेंगे. So in total, if you sum it up, 50 plus 50, it is 100 marks paper. So this is what the basic structure of paper 1 ESI. ठीक है, now but हम यहाँ इसके लिए नहीं बैठे. Today we are going to discuss the previous year questions, the descriptive part. ठीक है, मैंने क्या बताया था अभी, जस्ट देखो, just before a while I told you guys that in a we have a objective and the descriptive part. In descriptive we have 6 questions, out of which you have to attempt 4. 2 15 marker, 2 10 marker, and the total weightage is 50. So the weightage of descriptive is very high. Now if you'll see the previous year pattern, है ना, देखो पेपर 1 हो गया हमारा ESI. चलो, पेपर 2 ले लो आप, इंग्लिश डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश. देन पेपर 3 आप ले लो फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट. Now see, in finance and management, all these individual papers are having the weightage of 100 marks. ना? सबकी 100 marks है. But in ESI, as I told you, we have two component, objective and descriptive. अब objective अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे जो 50 marks होते हैं, the syllabus is very vast. The reality is syllabus is very vast, and it becomes very much difficult to score very good marks in the objective part of the ESI. Now over here, I am not saying that you won't be able to score a good score in the objective part of the ESI paper 1, but it becomes very difficult. It is very difficult, and the difficulty level is also unpredictable. Okay? So it is very much difficult to score very good marks in the objective part of the ESI, and that's why if you see, अगर आप numbers भी देखोगे, the of the individuals who have cleared this examination, if you see their scores, then even if they are not performing very well or extraordinarily good in the objective part, they do very well in the descriptive, because descriptive is also having the weightage of 50 marks. ठीक है? But this is not the case with English. This is not the case with finance and management. In finance and management, aspirants do very well in the objective as well as in the descriptive part. But in terms of ESI, it becomes very difficult and it is very challenging to score very good marks in the objective part. That's why a lot of aspirants depends on the descriptive. If someone is doing very well in the descriptive, then the chances of them getting selected for the interview and be there in the final merit list becomes very high. That is the reason we are here today. So now we are going to discuss. यहाँ पे मैं आपको बता देता हूँ descriptive में. Again I am telling you, 6 questions are going to be there. 3 question 15 mark question, and then 3 question 10 marks question. Out of 3 you have to attempt 2. Out of 3 you have to attempt 2. Now I will bring in front of you all the descriptive questions of the paper 1, that is ESI, starting from the year 2021. ठीक है, 2021 से जितने भी descriptive questions आए हुए हैं, 15 marker, 10 marker, all these 6 questions for every year, we will be discussing it over here. And let me tell you, it is going to give you a very brief idea, a very comprehensive idea that what are the kind of questions you should be preparing, you should be practicing as a writing on to do very well in the descriptive part. Because in the ESI, descriptive is the one who is going to make you king. ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्टिव के भरोसे रहोगे तो बहुत ही वल्नरेबल कंडीशन में रहोगे. बट descriptive is something that you can practice very well in your home, at your home, and you can do very well as well. ठीक है, चलो सो अब स्टार्ट करते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई नाउ वी विल स्टार्ट विद द question discussion. Let's start with the 2021. So these three questions were there in the year 2021. These three questions were there. The question number first. So these are the 15 marker questions. You have to attempt this 15 marker in 600 words, and the 10 marker you have to attempt in the 400 words. Okay. Now question one. Discuss the recommendation of 15th Finance Commission regarding vertical and horizontal devolution of resources. Examine their significance in strengthening physical federalism in India. Now, in the year 2021, 15th Finance Commission was got established. Okay. उसी वक्त 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन का जो पीरियड था इट गॉट स्टार्टेड एंड दैट्स व्हाई द 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन वाज इन द न्यूज़. नाउ आयरोनिकली देखोगे 2026 में इन द 2026 एज वेल the 16th Finance Commission time period has started, and there are very high chances that the question on the 16th Finance Commission is going to be asked either in the 15 mark or in the 10 mark question. Very high chances are. Okay? So, question one, 15 marker on the 15th Finance Commission, talking about their vertical and horizontal devolution of resources. Question number two was examine the various approaches to poverty estimation in India. Very much important. Poverty and unemployment, very important topic. Later on as well, we will see that a lot of questions are getting framed on poverty and unemployment. Okay? So again, 15 marker question was there on the approaches that we have in India for the poverty estimation. They have also asked to discuss merits and limitations with reference to income, consumption expenditure, inflation, and social protection considerations. ठीक है. So these are the components that we consider while having a methodology for poverty estimation. उन्हीं के ऊपर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है. ठीक है, चलो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 was on the 2008 global financial crisis. ठीक है, चलो. These three questions were there. It was a mixture of current affairs, and if you see, it was a mixture of current affairs as well as the static component. Now, 2008 global financial crisis is somewhere or what it is static in nature. Again, poverty estimation in India is also static in nature. But the question number one, the 15th Finance Commission was there because in the year 2021, 15th Finance Commission regime started. And ironically, in the 2026 as well, the 16th Finance Commission regime has started. So it becomes very important topic. And let me tell you, you can quote me on that after the phase two examination. Very high chances are that this year 16th Finance Commission's question is going to be there in your ESI syllabus. Very high chances. Okay? Then let's talk about the 10 markers. So out of these three questions, how many you must have attempted? Two questions for the 30 marks. आई बात समझ में? हाँ सर. आगे बढ़ते हैं. But the second part is 10 marker questions. You have to write down their answers in 400 words. ठीक है? The first question was explain the rationale behind government's policy on strategic and non-strategic disinvestment. Assess its potential economic and physical implications. So at that time, disinvestment was a very hot topic. It was in the news. That's why they framed the question. Again, current affairs based question. Question number 5. Discuss the role of demographic factor in India's ongoing economic transformation and development trajectory. Now, see, demography is a kind of topic that is an all-time important topic. Okay? Even if you see the NABARD previous year questions, a lot of time they have asked question on the demography. In RBI as well, a lot of time they have asked question on the demography. Now, why this particular topic is so much important from India's economic point of view? Because at this point of time, India is one of the youngest country on a global level. We have a situation, we are going through a situation or a beneficial circumstances of demographic dividend. Or demographic dividend is a situation when the majority of the population of a country remains in the comes within the age bracket of working population. Okay? More working population, it means more economic activity, more economic growth. And that's why demographic dividend is a very important topic. And every year in a NABARD, in RBI, they're continuously asking questions on this topic. Question number 6. Evaluate India's climate change commitment in the context of socio-economic development and public health priorities. Again, climate change is something that is very visible to each and every one of us. है ना? Recently, if you connected with the current affairs, India has submitted their national determined contribution 3.0 report to the United Nations framework for the climate change. So India has submitted their national determined contributions target. ठीक है? NDC 3.0 in a short form we are calling it. So again, it becomes very important. ठीक है? Climate change, global warming, and then you can say the other different kind of climate change related topics are very much important. So out of these three questions, you have to attempt four questions. अब यहाँ से समझ में आ रहा है, देखो, there is an equal weightage of static as well as current affairs. But later on, as we will move on, you will see that the importance of static components will start reducing, and the questions are now going to be more current based. अब हम देखेंगे जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, you will see this phenomena. ठीक है? Now ESI 2022 2022 के क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं. 15 marker, three questions. The first question was, despite increasing urbanization and socio-economic progress, caste and gender-based inequalities continues to persist. In this context, justify the need for protective discrimination policies in India. ठीक है? Again, यहाँ पे किस चीज की बात हो रही है? Protective discrimination such as reservation, women reservation, etc. Now, this year as well, if you guys know, women's reservation bill was in the news. It came on the floor of parliament but couldn't passed. ठीक है? So these kind of protective discrimination policies are there. यूजीसी, आपने देखा होगा यूजीसी का जो एक रूल आया था बीच में in terms of the committees in the higher study institution, in terms of the you can caste based discrimination. Because of that as well, it was in the news. ठीक है? So very much possibilities are that again this year as well, question on a gender based equality and justice can be asked. ठीक है? And let me tell you, this gender based inequality and then caste based inequality reservation is a all time favorite topic of RBI and NABARD. ठीक है? So if you remember, yes, social sector is a topic that we have in the syllabus, in which we have the multiculturalism, we have the urbanization, we have the justice, we have the inequality. तो these kind of things are there in the social structure component, है ना? Social structure एक component है ESI में, वहां पे ये topics हैं. And let me tell you, it might be looking static to a lot of you individual, but these topics are very important in the 2025. In a previous year as well, question was there on the urbanization. Okay, multiculturalism is also a topic where a lot of question has been asked. So static topic भी बहुत important होते हैं from the point of view of descriptive answer writing in the descriptive questions. But current affairs are also equally important, because while writing the descriptive answers, you must be adding some current affairs data to earn those brownie points, to earn good marks. You must be giving references of present current affairs data, है ना? तो दोनों ही important होता है from the point of view of descriptive. Question number 2. What are economic reforms? Discuss the major economic reforms undertaken in India since 1991. Again, this static kind of question. Question number 3 was on the financial resilience. They have told to give us a small brief about two topics. That was RBI financial stability report and economic challenges arising from the COVID-19 pandemic and reforms undertaken to address them. Again, this was completely static component. This is also static. This is current affairs based. So as I told you, equal you can say weightage of static and current affairs is there in the descriptive part. 10 marker की बात करते हैं. As I told you earlier as well, 10 marker question, you have to answer these questions in 400 words. So the first question is, discuss the role of rural entrepreneurship in addressing India's social economic challenges and promoting inclusive development. So this is a static plus current affair based topic. Question number 5, write a short note on the current monetary policy framework in India. This is an entirely static topic. Then, what is NBFC? How does it differ from commercial bank? Discuss any 5 categories of NBFC regulated by the RBI. Static component. Now see again, static and current दोनों ही question पूछ के चल रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Now NBFC, you might be seeing these kind of question in finance as well. ठीक है? So some topics keep happening over there and here. ठीक है? कुछ टॉपिक्स ऐसे होते हैं जो फाइनेंस में भी दिख जाएंगे या फिर ESI में भी दिख जाएंगे, डजेंट मैटर. सो दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दे आर आस्किंग. सो देखो, बहुत ही कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कवरेज है. ये एनबीएफसी की बात भी कर रहे हैं, ये रूरल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात भी कर रहे हैं. दे आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी. एट द सेम टाइम दे आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द पॉवर्टी. दे आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट द डिफरेंट रिपोर्ट्स and the economic reforms of 1991, then gender equality, social structure, multiculturalism, climate change, demographic factors. पॉवर्टी एस्टिमेशन, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन, कितना ज्यादा डाइवर्स एरिया है, ठीक है। सो इसको कैसे प्रिपेयर करना, आई विल टेल यू एट द एंड ऑफ द डिस्कशन, ठीक है। बहुत इजी है, इतना कोई डिफिकल्ट नहीं है। नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द ESI 2023, सेम 15 मार्कर, 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे उन्होंने। क्या क्वेश्चन पूछे? First question was there on the UNDP Gender Equality Strategy and the Gender Social Norms Index. So international reports, international indexes is also very important. तो उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया। Second question was there on the World Development Report 2023. Very easy question. Now, World Development Report and few of the other reports have been mentioned in the syllabus directly. Even the Financial Stability Report, a report on currency and banking, RBI report, RBI annual report, World Development Report. These are the few reports that have been explicitly mentioned in the syllabus of RBI Grade B. So ये तो important है ही. From the point of view of the phase two, while taking the class yesterday, I told you that in the sorry, in the phase one examination, they might have reduced the weightage of reports and government schemes and circulars. But talking about the phase two, that too in a descriptive part, the weightage of government schemes and reports are very high. ठीक है? Three topics. If someone asks me, I would tell you the three topics: government schemes, reports, and the circulars of RBI and SEBI is very important from the point of view of phase two examination. ठीक है? Again, in the year 2024, the weightage of government schemes were more and the weightage of reports were less. In the year 2025, we will see the weightage of reports were very high and the weightage of government scheme was less. And again, circulars continue to be one of the major topics. ठीक है? So इस तरीके से तो change होते रहता है, pattern doesn't matter. But ये तीन topics है, government schemes, reports, and the RBI and SEBI circulars is very important. Now see, as I told you, see, RBI's report on currency and finance. Again, this report is also there in the syllabus directly mentioned. तो ये important हो जाता है. Now, over here, they have told to discuss the macroeconomic implication of climate change and examine three significant global initiatives aimed at addressing climate change. See, climate change यहाँ पर आया. ये जो report on currency and finance की बात भी हो रही थी, यहाँ पे also they are talking about climate change only. Now, if you see in the year 20, just wait, in the year 2021 as well, if you see, क्वेश्चन वाज देयर ऑन द क्लाइमेट चेंज। ये देखो 2021 में भी इंडियाज कमिटमेंट टू द क्लाइमेट चेंज। सो क्लाइमेट चेंज इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, है ना। अगेन एंड अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, क्लाइमेट चेंज इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक। क्लाइमेट चेंज हो गया, नेट जीरो कार्बन एमिशन हो गया, ये जो भी चीजें हैं रिलेटेड टू एनवायरमेंट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ठीक है, चलो मूविंग अहेड। अब 10 मार्कर क्वेश्चन की बात करते हैं। सो द क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 इज अबाउट explain any three major government schemes at poverty alleviation and employment generation. Again, if I show you, see over here as well, they have framed question on poverty. कहाँ गया वो? Where it went, where it went, where it went. See, यहाँ पे भी दिख रहा है? Let me erase it, then you will see it clearly. यहाँ पे देखो, ये देखो, यहाँ पे भी पॉवर्टी एस्टिमेशन की बात की गई है। अगेन, क्या पता चलता है कि पॉवर्टी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है ना। साफ साफ पता चल रहा है पॉवर्टी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। बार बार क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हैं। यहाँ पे इन्होंने सिंपल से पूछ लिया मेजर गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स बता दो भाई पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन को लेके। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 इज डिस्कस द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, briefly explain any 8 monetary policy instrument used by RBI. Again, monetary policy has also been asked in the previous years. If I'll show you where it went, 2021, where it went, यहाँ पे ये देखो 2022 में था, शॉर्ट नोट ऑन दी मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, 10 मार्कर क्वेश्चन है। यहाँ पे अगेन इन द ईयर 2023 दे आस्क्ड अबाउट द मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी। सो कॉन्जिक्यूटिव ईयर्स में रिपीट हो रहा है टॉपिक, तो ठीक है। देन सी एग्जामिन द मेजर चैलेंजेस फेस्ड बाय द स्टार्टअप एंटरप्रेन्योर इन द टीयर 2 एंड टीयर 3 सिटीज। अब टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटीज क्या होता है? बेसिकली सेमी अर्बन और रूरल सिटीज होते हैं, है ना। यहाँ पे अगेन दे हैव आस्क्ड सिंपल सेम काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन, discuss the role of rural entrepreneurship in addressing India's socio-economic challenges and promoting inclusive development. So, somewhere or other, you must be having this idea कि सर थोड़ा बहुत तो सर पैटर्न हमको समझ में आ रहा है। पॉवर्टी एस्टिमेशन, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, entrepreneurship in the semi-urban and rural areas. Sir, then talking about the major government schemes, major reports, कुछ स्टैटिक कंपोनेंट में सर सोशल स्ट्रक्चर के टॉपिक्स हो गए, मल्टीकल्चरिज्म, urbanization, migration, gender equality, and the report based on these particular topics are very important. आई कैन लिस्ट यू द टॉपिक्स एज वेल कि जिन टॉपिक्स में से क्वेश्चन हर साल आते हैं. लेट्स सी अहेड आपको और आइडिया मिलेगा. ठीक है. 15 मार्कर में हम देखते हैं, फिर 600 वर्ड्स में आपको आंसर करना है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, डिस्कस द की चैलेंजेस एसोसिएटेड विद द यूथ एम्प्लॉयमेंट. यहां पे क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा था इसने? यहां पे दे हैव आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन that please list the some government schemes for what? List the government schemes for where it went, where it went. हाँ, लिस्ट सम गवर्नमेंट स्कीम फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन. यहाँ पे क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा है इसने? यूथ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया. अगेन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, एम्प्लॉयमेंट, पॉवर्टी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. देन आंसर यहाँ पे क्या था? डिस्कस 5 मेजर डिजिटल इनिशिएटिव अनाउंस्ड इन द यूनियन बजट एंड इवेल्युएट देयर इम्पैक्ट ऑन इंडिया डिजिटल इकोनॉमी. ठीक है, बजट के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया एंड डिजिटल इंडिया प्रोग्राम के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया. अगेन इट इज अ गवर्नमेंट स्कीम और यूनियन बजट इकोनॉमिक सर्वेज आर समथिंग दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये तो आपको कवर करना ही है. अगेन क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा? डिस्कस द इनहेरेंट टेंशन बिटवीन द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट एंड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. व्हाट चैलेंजेस अराइज इन परसुइंग बोथ ऑब्जेक्टिव्स साइमल्टेनियसली. सो अगेन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, क्लाइमेट चेंज. ठीक है. देन वी हैव द नेट, यू कैन से द national determined contribution, climate change, global warming, sustainable development, and economic growth. Then we have the zero carbon emission economy. These are the contemporary topics. बहुत ज़्यादा hot topics हैं because everyone is talking about that we should take step or mitigate the climate change impacts, etc. So बहुत important हो जाते हैं. गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वी हैव सीन इट. यहाँ पर डिजिटल इंडिया प्रोग्राम के डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया. देन इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इंपॉर्टेंट गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स. देन द टॉपिक्स सच एज द सोशल स्ट्रक्चर्स के टॉपिक्स हो गए, मल्टीकल्चरिज्म, अर्बनाइजेशन, जेंडर इनइक्वालिटी. देन वी हैव द माइग्रेशन, justice, these kind of social justice, these kind of topics, and the report based on these topics, we will see that the report based on migration and the urbanization has been asked in the questions. हम देखेंगे. ठीक है. देन 10 मार्कर की बात करते हैं. रूरल इंडिया मस्ट प्रायोरिटाइज विमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट. ये रूरल इंडिया के ऊपर बहुत फोकस करता है नाबार्ड भी, आरबीआई भी. देखो रूरल इंडिया की बात यहाँ पर हो गई. यहाँ पे दे वर टॉकिंग अबाउट दी Tier 2 एंड Tier 3 सिटीज. ये भी सेमी अर्बन और रूरल की ही बात हो रही है. यहाँ पे इफ यू सी दे वर टॉकिंग अबाउट दी रूरल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. रूरल सेक्टर को लेके भी जो गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स हैं और जो टॉपिक्स हैं उसको आपको पढ़ना है. कैसे पढ़ना है? ठीक है. Moving ahead, question number 5. Explain the objective and significance of National Industrial Corridor Development Program. Infrastructure related questions. ठीक है. And then evaluate the opportunities and challenges associated with the adoption of AI in the banking sector. Now, contemporary technology, AI is everywhere. Let it be any regulatory body or even any other sector. AI is making a huge impact और is making a disruption. So AI तो ऐसा टॉपिक है कि आपको रेडी करके जाना ही है at any cost. ठीक है. ESI 2025 की बात करते हैं. अब देखो 15 मार्कर क्वेश्चंस में क्या क्वेश्चन आया? डिस्कस द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ हाई क्वालिटी वेलफेयर सिस्टम इन प्रमोटिंग इंक्लूसिव एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट विद रेफरेंस टू वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड बैंक. अभी वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट को पहली बार नहीं पूछा जा रहा है. इन द पास्ट एज वेल इफ यू सी वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है. So there are few reports that are all time important. There are few reports that are all time important. World Development Reports, RBI's Financial Stability Report, RBI's Annual Report, RBI Report on Currency and Finance. Then other 2, 3 reports are also there from the different organizations such as World Economic Forum, IMF, World Bank, etc. These reports are very important. And in the year 2025, the weightages of reports were at all-time high. ठीक है? Then discuss the 6 priority pillars of Beijing Plus 30 Action Agenda highlighted in the United Nations Women and UN DESA Gender Snapshot 2025 report. Again, on a report international organizations के report होते हैं, बहुत important होता है. Now, question number 3 was discuss the relationship between the environment sustainability, poverty alleviation, and economic growth. As I told you, in achieving sustainable development. Now, see, sustainable development, poverty alleviation, unemployment reduction, ठीक है, environment sustainability, then the zero carbon emission economy, global warming, climate change, mitigating climate change. These are the topics that are very, very, very important, not only from the point of view of RBI, but from the point of view of NABARD as well. बहुत important है. ठीक है. तो कवर करके जाना ही इन द ईयर 2026। अगर आप ये जो क्वेश्चंस यहाँ मेंशन किए हुए हैं, अगर आप इनको भी प्रैक्टिस करके चले जाओगे ना, तो वेरी हाई चांसेस आर दैट आउट ऑफ 4 यू वुड बी एबल टू डू 2 to 3 क्वेश्चंस वेरी इजीली। ठीक है, नॉट 10 मार्कर क्वेश्चंस आर आल्सो देयर। विथ रेफरेंस टू विशाखापट्टनम डिस्कस रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स इन अर्बन ग्रोथ। यहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चन था वो था अर्बन डेवलपमेंट एंड अर्बनाइजेशन के बारे में, एंड देन स्मार्ट सिटीज मिशन के बारे में भी बात की गई थी, बिकॉज आई थिंक इन द ईयर 2025 स्मार्ट सिटी मिशन मस्ट हैव कवर्ड द 10 or 15 years, some kind of anniversary was there, that's why they asked the question. So urban development urbanization, again it is a topic of social structure. देन वी हैव दी आरबीआई मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी। अगेन मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ गया। हाँ सर, क्या सर पहले पूछा गया मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन? हाँ पूछा गया। कहाँ? इन द ईयर 2023 में क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया। ठीक है सर। सर क्या और भी पहले पूछा है? हाँ पूछा गया है। कब पूछा गया है? इन द ईयर 2022 में भी पूछ लिया मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के ऊपर। सो मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी इज अ वेरी फेवरेट टॉपिक, बार बार पूछा जा रहा है। ठीक है, तो उसको कवर कर लेना। देन multiculturalism plays a vital role in fostering cultural diversity, promoting tolerance, and strengthening democratic institution. Discuss the opportunities and prospects and the challenges. So these are the kind of questions. ठीक है, अब मैं आपको दिखाने वाला हूं that in the last 5 years, ठीक है, what were the topics from where they have framed a lot of questions. What I said, now we are going to discuss and see कि कौन से टॉपिक से कितना ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस बन रहा है। ठीक है, नाउ सी क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी के ऊपर से 5 क्वेश्चन इन द प्रीवियस 5 years। जेंडर एंड वीमेन इश्यूज से 4 क्वेश्चन। मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी 4 क्वेश्चन। पॉवर्टी वेलफेयर एंड इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ 4 क्वेश्चन। एम्प्लॉयमेंट 3 क्वेश्चन। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप 2 क्वेश्चन। एंड ओवर ईयर इन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एज वेल रूरल प्लस सेमी अर्बन एरियाज, इनकी ज्यादा बात होती है। डिजिटल इकोनॉमी में 2 क्वेश्चन। अर्बन डेवलपमेंट 1 क्वेश्चन। माइग्रेशन 1। डेमोग्राफी 1। इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स 1। सो दीज आर दी हॉट टॉपिक्स, यू कैन नोट इट डाउन। ठीक है, इन टॉपिक्स के बेसिस पे जितने भी आंसर राइटिंग आप प्रैक्टिस कर सको फॉर द ईएसआई पेपर, यू मस्ट बी डूइंग इट फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स। ठीक है, आफ्टर अटेंडिंग दिस लाइव सेशन, all of you must be doing this kind of activities on a daily basis if you want to do very well in the paper one। ठीक है, मोस्ट रिपीटेड ईएसआई एरियाज की बात की जाइए, हाईएस्ट प्रोबेबिलिटी कहां से आ रहा है? मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, पॉवर्टी एंड वेलफेयर, जेंडर इश्यूज, क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। सेकेंड ईयर इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स की बात करेंगे, एम्प्लॉयमेंट, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ, डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। ईयर 3 में माइग्रेशन, अर्बनाइजेशन, सोशल कोहेजन एंड द डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड। आई बात समझ में? these three type of these three topics, these three different tiers of topics are we have arranged on the basis of their importance। ठीक है, if any one of you want to practice answer writing, then you must be practicing question based on these particular topics। ठीक है, if I'll show you in our organization, in our courses, we are already providing these kind of questions। if I'll show you, see, I'm opening one of the questions in front of you। These are the kind of questions we are providing to our students। ठीक है, see, if I'll talk about the climate change, sustainable development की बात करता हूं मैं। देखो sustainable development में जाता हूं मैं, the kind of questions that we are covering at this point of time। See, critically examine the interlinkages between the sustainable development, poverty alleviation, and economic growth from Indian perspective। Discuss how localized climate can disrupt India's growth-led poverty reduction trajectory. It suggests a structural strategy to achieve green growth that leaves no one behind। These are the kind of questions that we are providing to our students so that they can do very well in the answer writing। और यहीं से वो क्रिएट करेंगे एक डिफरेंस एज कंपेयर टू दी अदर कैंडिडेट्स। ठीक है, यहीं से डिफरेंस क्रिएट होना स्टार्ट होता है। द मोर यू विल प्रैक्टिस, द मोर वेल यू विल डू इन द डिस्क्रिप्टिव आंसर राइटिंग। ऑब्जेक्टिव में तो आप कवर करके जाओगे, आंसर टिक करोगे, आगे बढ़ोगे। डिस्क्रिप्टिव इज ऑल अबाउट दी आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस। उससे जो नहीं कर पा रहा है आंसर राइटिंग, वो अच्छा नहीं कर पाएगा पेपर में, इट इज वेरी सर्टेन। ठीक है, इन द फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ ईएसआई, दैट इज पेपर वन, दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव इज समथिंग दैट इज वेरी मच वल्नरेबल, दैट इज वेरी मच सेंसिटिव। आपको नहीं पता है क्या क्वेश्चन कितना टफ कितना डिफिकल्ट वो सेट कर देंगे, लेकिन डिस्क्रिप्टिव समथिंग इफ यू हैव प्रैक्टिस्ड वेरी वेल, देन यू वुड बी एबल टू डू वेरी वेल, एंड वहां पे मार्क्स भी अच्छे आते हैं। दैट्स व्हाई अ लॉट ऑफ एस्पायरेंट्स who be there in the final merit list, they might not be doing very well in the objective part of the ESI, but they do very well, they score 35-40 plus in the descriptive part, and that's how they do very well in the paper one as well। ठीक है, पेपर 3 फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट में आप ऑब्जेक्टिव में भी काफी अच्छा कर सकते हो, बिकॉज मैनेजमेंट इज समथिंग दैट इज एंटायरली यू कैन से मैनेजमेंट इज समथिंग दैट इज एंटायरली स्टैटिक इन नेचर, और वहां पे ऑब्जेक्टिव में भी मैनेजमेंट के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, इवन फाइनेंस के भी जो कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं वो आते हैं स्टैटिक कंपोनेंट, ठीक है। तो इट बिकम्स वेरी मच प्रेडिक्टेबल एंड इजी in scoring good marks in the objective part of the finance and management. But talking about the ESI, it becomes very much difficult, and that's why the importance of descriptive answer writing becomes very important in the ESI. Okay, that is the paper one. So this is what today's lecture was all about. I wanted to give you a brief idea about the previous year question that was there in the descriptive part of the paper one, that is economics and social issues. Okay? And I feel that you people must have got very valuable insights, and it must be helping you. It must going to help you in your preparation in future.